Hello student, we already learned about in the previous topic regarding Tropic of Cancer, Tropic of Capricorn, Equator, Antarctic Circle, Arctic Circle, North Pole and South Pole. Today we are going to start the new topic, that is the heat zones of the earth. Differently heat is received by different zones. With the help of this picture, we are going to understand different types of zones as you see over here, right? There are three types of zone on the earth: torrid heat zone, a temperate zone and a frigid zone. As you may see in the picture, it is given torrid zone. It is also known as a heat zone, and second is a temperate zone, third is a frigid zone. Torrid zone, the midday sun is exactly overhead at least once a year on all latitudes in between the Tropic of Cancer and the Tropic of Capricorn. Even this area receives the maximum heat throughout the year because there is a direct heat of the sun on the torrid zone, right? In this area, they receive direct heat from the sun. And next is a temperate zone. Midday sun never shines overhead on latitude and beyond the Tropic of Cancer and Tropic of Capricorn. The angle of the sun rays goes on the decreasing towards the pole. As we all know, the latitude lines are decreasing from equator to pole. So same, the sun rays are going slanting way towards the pole. So the temperate zone is between the Tropic of Cancer and the Arctic Circle. So this area also receives less sun heat. As we all know, we are talking about a heat, not about the light. These all zones are receiving the light, but they are not receiving the heat. Even the temperate zone has a moderate temperature, means they are cool in the winter and hot in the summer. As I give you the example of India northern belt, they receive a hot temperature in the summer and they receive cool temperature in the winter. Now we talk about the last zone, that is a frigid zone. In the northern hemisphere area lie between Arctic Circle and North Pole. You may see here this pole between Arctic Circle and North Pole. This area is known as a frigid zone. As we all know, North Pole is always shown with the point as it is an axis of the earth, and southern hemisphere area lying between Antarctic Circle and South Pole. This zone is a very cold. Rays are always slanting and provide less heat because, as we see, if the sun is here, I'll show you through the torch. You may see here I am putting a light over here. As you can make out the light from here, as you able to see I am putting a light. So you may see this direct light is not moving towards the North Pole and South Pole, but the area which is near the equator, they receive more heat and light, right? So this is the again one activity you can do. This zone is very cold. Rays are always slanting and provide less heat, and they are always freeze. There is always snow throughout the year. This zone is having snow belt. Clear? Now we talk about international date line, which lies between 180 degree east and 180 degree west. This is an imaginary line on the earth that roughly follows the 180 degree line of longitude. It is exactly opposite the prime meridian. The 180 degree east and 180 degree west longitude fall on the same line that is exactly opposite the prime meridian. The countries which are lying on the eastern side of the international date line are 1 day ahead of the countries lying on the western side. Even the travelers lose a day when they cross the international date line from the east to the west, while those cross from the west to the east gain a 1 day. So you understand, means if I can say today is a Sunday, right, and then what you can think, what will be in the west? There is a Saturday, right? And if I say in the west there is a Monday, then what will be today? There is a Tuesday. So eastern part of the earth go ahead from western part. They gain a day, right? So when they cross international date line, these travelers gain a day. Eastern side gain the day from the west. To avoid confusion, this line has been drawn in a zigzag manner so that it does not pass through any country. Clear? Now we talk about use of a grid to locate a place. You may see in the picture. Are you able to see the picture? The grid. You may see the squares on this globe. There are all the squares are there. You may see the visible squares, right? So these squares show the grid, the line of latitude and the line of longitude. When they intersect to each other, they form a grid on the surface of the globe. If we easily line, we say the network of latitude and longitude is known as a grid. This grid makes it easy to locate a place. To locate a place, we first look at its latitude, means northern degree north or degree south, and then its longitudes, degree east or degree west. The point where these two lines intersect in the location of that place, that is known as an location of the place, that is known as the grid place. Now we talk about the best meaning of measuring time is to movement of earth the moon and the planet. The sun regularly rises and sets every day, and naturally it is the best timekeeper throughout the world. When the prime meridian of Greenwich has the sun at the highest point in the sky, all the places along this meridian will have midday or noon. As the earth rotates from west to east, those places east of Greenwich will be ahead of Greenwich time, and those to the west will be behind it. Right? The earth rotates 360 degree in about 24 hours, which means 15 degree an hour or 1 degree in 4 minutes. So when it is 12 noon at Greenwich, the time at 15 degree east of Greenwich will be 15 into 4 is equal to 60 minutes. 1 hour ahead of Greenwich time, which means 1 p.m. But at 15 degree west of Greenwich, the time will be behind Greenwich time by 1 hour, so it will be 11 a.m. Similarly, at 180 degree, it will be midnight when it is 12 noon at Greenwich. So you understand how we are calculating the time, right? One line is drawn on it. Are you able to see the line? Longitude help us to know the time of a place. Here you may see in 1884, the meridian running through Greenwich Park in London was recognized as the prime meridian for a uniform time reference. So longitude help us to know the time of a place. The earth takes about 24 hours to complete one rotation on its axis. So this means that the place covers a distance of 60 of longitude in a 24 hours. In other words, the earth covers a distance of 1 degree every 4 minutes. Now we talk about local time. Local time, all meridians directly face the sun once each day, that is the midday of that place or 12 noon. When the time of place is calculated by its noon time, it is known as local time. The local time of each place varies with its longitudes, right? So now we talk about what is the meaning of Greenwich. Greenwich means GMT, as we had already discussed this, the time at a prime meridian, which is used to calculate the time from different countries on the basis of this longitude line which passes from the Greenwich, England. Now standard time. Standard time, a country generally follows the local time of the longitude that passes through its center. This is the standard time for the entire country. Indian standard time is 82.5 east, which is passing from Mirzapur near Allahabad, Uttar Pradesh. India has recognized the local time 82.5 east. It is a 5 hours and 30 minutes ahead of GMT. This line is also known